Okay, so we'll begin. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Where are my bells? So I thought maybe continue the theme of our conversation over the last maybe 4 or 5, few months really now, that there is this amplified state of, in fact, we've been talking about this about 2 years, that as we approach 2030-ish, but as we approach every year, there's like moments when things become like spiral and they become amplified. And emotions become amplified, situations become amplified, reactions become amplified. And these reactions also become reactions that you can't take back. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like something happens that can't then be resolved in the same way. An apology won't do the job. Yeah, for example. And this, you can just see this. But having said that, we've been harping on about it for the last 2.5 years, that all humanity will begin to recognize that things are not the way they used to be in Kansas, right? So back in the day, maybe a year, 2 years ago, pre-COVID, life was very different. And you've got to agree, your life is very different now. And it's going to go equally absurd looking back in the next couple of years again. And not that it's all rapid, it's rapid in one way when you look back. But while you're going through it, there's a level of urgency, and because the mind is quite fast now, which is what we were saying back in the day, meditation is going to become a necessity because it's the only way you can slow this down. Otherwise, you're in the same energy. You're in that same wheel that just keeps going, going, going. And why does it seem that this year has gone fast? It's not that the year's gone fast. It's that your mind is fast. Because time and mind are related. Mind, the activity of your mind is related to how you feel time. So when you're enjoying yourself, you'll find time disappears. When you're having a particularly bad day, time kind of expands. It's to do with the mind, not to do with time. So going into these moments of stillness, silence, is your way out. It's your way out to give you a little bit of respite in the changes that are coming. And the changes that are going on are so profound and so surreal in different ways, whether they're personal, whether they're geographical, whether they're geopolitical, whether they're the absurdity of the cheapness of human life. The cheapness of human life, where one person gets lost and the whole country goes to standstill. And yet there are hundreds and thousands that are being killed and no one cares. Yeah? This hypocrisy is starting to now become more and more apparent. And these hypocrisies aren't just out there, they're also within us. So these changes are necessary because humanity needs to learn a couple of things. One of the things humanity needs to learn is that it's been under attack. And whether you see it or not, we'll start waking up to it sooner or later. Your food has no nutritional value in it. Your medicines are more side effect oriented than actually do anything. Think about it. Weather is manipulated. The information you hear 24/7, you can't get out of it. You can't travel without being monitored. You can't think in ways which aren't allowed because everyone's going to be offended. And now you're going to learn, this daylight hours saving stuff that they do. It increases the chances of heart attack by 24%. It increases your stroke by an equal percentage. It increases obesity.
What's the increase in daylight?
When they change the hours, like from clocks back, yeah. It disrupts your circadian rhythm. Again, you are under attack, but you don't see it. You don't see it because we're not educated enough. We are only educated in things that keep us away from reality. And this reality is going to become more and more slap in your face. And you're going to begin to recognize, is it worth paying the price of a heart attack to change the hours forward or backwards? What does it serve? What does it serve? Look at the countries that don't do it. What happens to them? So we begin to realize what we're eating needs to be looked at. Sleep, the human resonance of the earth is increasing, it's changing, and it goes into these huge eruptions. And what you don't realize is that that disrupts your sleep, disrupts the way you feel, which is why you need Qigong, you need Tai Chi, you need yoga, you need to stabilize the body. It's no longer a luxury. It's now increasingly a necessity. What do you do to your body to increase your chi? What do you eat to increase your prana? How do you breathe in the morning when you get up? How much time do you take out in your day for yourself? Not to have a drink, not to have a fag, but for yourself to be with yourself. Because these things are what will add to the quality of your life. And the quality of your life will be measured when you're about to die. This is how serious this is. Meaning, create quality now so quality persists then. But if you're seeking quality now, my friends, antakal, that moment, ain't going to give you any more quality. So we begin to recognize, how do you conquer the enemy? You have to first recognize what the enemy is. And if you know the nutrition that you're getting ain't enough, that's your enemy. So you conquer it. How do you conquer it? You don't break it, you alternative. Find something else. Different cuisine, learn something else. We have no excuse anymore. Humanity has no excuse anymore. But we choose to stay in patterns which are restrictive, self-limiting, and most importantly, divisive. Divisive. And they divide us not just from each other, they divide us from ourselves because of the nonsense that they put in your head. And because we can't separate ourselves from that nonsense, we remain stuck in it. Dualism, for or against. Just watch any TV program, for or against. That's all it is. Continuously training you, continuously reinforcing the same pattern. And then we're saying, why am I so depressed? Because you're broken from yourself. We've abandoned ourselves. What for? For thoughts, for ideas, for opinions. And therefore, meditation, mindfulness, good mindfulness, not just that Mickey Mouse stuff on the internet. Find a decent teacher. Meditate together if you can. That coherence of the heart has a huge impact. Huge impact. Yeah? So we're starting to realize that when we sit with like-minded people, we feel better. Why? Not because they agree with you, because you're coherent. Your heart is frequencies around the same level. And you can measure this. So we will find, as life goes on, to restore and regain and ensure that we remain healthy, within our mind, our emotions, our bodies. There are these things that need to now become part and parcel of your life. Meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi, the water that you drink, make sure it's structured water. Find out what structured water is and how you can make your regular water into structured water. It enhances life. Yeah, what you do in the morning, how you breathe in the morning, how do you start your day makes a difference to the quality of your day. So these little things will start becoming more and more important as we move along. Yeah, and recognize that once you see something doesn't serve you, walk away from it. Walk away from it. It doesn't matter what it is or who it is. Because ultimately, the only truth that you and I have to face is our own truth, no one else's. No one else matters. Yeah. So it is the cultivation of not just peace and health, but a ethical way of being with integrity, with reality, no hypocrisy, no bullshit, just integrity. You are who you are. And they either take you or they don't. It doesn't matter. It's about you, it's about what you are. But this life is very precious. Today is gone and it ain't going to come back. And every time you look at your breath, remember, it is once in a lifetime event. It's a once in a lifetime event. And if we saw it like that, if today was the last time that you were going to meditate, how would you approach it? And if we look at it like this, it becomes more meaningful. It becomes more meaningful. We begin to look at the smaller things and we find gratitude, we find hope, we find optimism, and we find beauty. Yeah? So, anyway, we'll go to our meditation. Enough of the rant. So, as usual, we begin with our postures. Okay? So, if you can, adjust your posture, making sure your back is straight and upright. And you want to just lift your shoulders up a little bit, hunch them up, and then just drop them. You can do this once or twice, and it always helps. Always helps. Then you pull your shoulders back a little bit, and you're going to take your time, making sure that you look after your body. Pull your shoulders back a little bit, so your chest feels a little bit open. And then if you tuck your chin in slightly, you'll notice the back of your neck stretches ever so slightly. You want to be comfortable and not rigid. Take your time adjusting your posture. And then as you draw your next breath in, you want to bring your focus to yourself and you want to begin to observe your posture first. And at this stage, you can set your intention, and your intention is simply to be present to yourself. Nothing else matters now. For the next 15-20 minutes, you're just going to focus on yourself. So you notice your posture. See if you can notice what's on your mind at the moment. Is there anything dominant? Is there any thoughts that are observable? And then if you draw the next breath in, you look within yourself, notice how you're feeling right now. If there's a word that can describe it, be honest with yourself. Okay? And now we're going to go through the senses. So bring your focus towards your eyes. Notice that you have awareness. In other words, you can see the back of your eyelids or darkness. Become aware of that. Next, you're going to take your focus towards your ears and you're going to begin to listen to the sounds around you. Notice what sounds, what noises exist around you right now. And if you find yourself being distracted, you're trying to listen, but you start thinking, go back to the sound. Next, you're going to bring your focus beneath your nose and you begin to watch your breath. Notice how the breath breathes by itself. Notice how your breath feels. And now notice if there's an aroma with the breath. Perhaps the scent, the incense. And if there's no aroma, that too is an aroma. The absence of aroma. Slowly bringing your focus now towards your mouth, and in particular within your mouth. And you're going to notice if there's a taste. Notice if there's a taste on your tongue. Allow your tongue to soften. And now, if you can bring your focus just above your head, and you imagine there's a hula hoop. And as this hoop begins to come down, it scans your body for sensations. Start with the top of your head, allow this focus to move down. Scanning your face, scanning your neck, all the way down. Take your time. Now, on your next breath in, you bring your focus to your body as best as you can. So, see if you can become aware of your body right from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Just sensing your body. And then, as you sense your body, see if there's a pain or tightness, an ache. And if there is, notice where it is. You don't need to work out what it is, just notice where it is. And if you were to now take your focus towards your seat, you will notice that where you are sitting, where your body makes contact with your seat, there are sensations within the body. Bring your focus to those sensations. From those sensations, you bring your focus upward so you become aware of your hips. Remember, this is your time to look at your body, give it the attention it needs. And then from your hips, you allow this awareness to move down towards your knees, scanning your thighs. From your knees, you allow this to move down, scanning the back of your legs, scanning the front of your legs, arriving at your ankles. From your ankles, you move to your feet. And then from your feet, you move to the soles of your feet. And you want to hold your focus at the soles of your feet for a short while. And now, on your next breath in, you bring your focus back to the seat you're on. And again, you notice the sensations, and you notice how the seat holds you in place, which means you can relax a little bit. And then notice that your back is straight and upright. And you're going to slowly bring your focus from your lower back to the middle back. Again, scanning your body for sensations. Remember, that's what you're doing. Giving your body the attention it needs. And then from your middle back, you move to the shoulder blades. Noticing the shoulders. And here, see if you can soften the shoulders. Sometimes this helps. And then bringing your focus from your shoulders down to your elbows. Gently moving down towards your wrists. Notice your hands. Moving to the palms of your hands. Notice the fingers. And on your next breath in, you bring your focus back towards your eyes. And again, you take this time to notice what you have awareness of. If it's darkness, it's darkness. If it's the back of your eyelids, it's the back of your eyelids. Don't need to make anything up. Simply become aware of what you have awareness of. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften and gently move your focus towards your lips. And we're going to scan the upper lip first. Then moving to the lower lip. And on your next breath in, you bring your focus within your mouth. Noticing the sensations on the roof of your mouth. On the inside cheeks. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice your jaw. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to relax and soften. Next breath in, bring your focus back to your body as best as you can. And now notice how the body feels. Is there anywhere that draws my focus within the body? Pain, ache, tightness, itch. And then when you're ready, you bring your focus beneath your nose and you begin to watch your breath. Allow your breath to breathe by itself. Stay with your breath. Notice your in-breath has a start and an end, and your out-breath has a start and an end. Really get to notice your breath now. The longer you stay with your breath, the more your body begins to calm. Your heart rate, your blood pressure, your nervous system, things begin to balance. Stay with your breath. Notice the in-breath has a start and an end, the out-breath has a start and an end. Notice if the in-breath feels different than the out-breath. Really engaged with your breath. Nothing else matters now. Allow your breath to be your anchor. On your next breath in, you're going to bring your focus within yourself. Here we begin to notice how we're feeling in particular. What's on your mind, if anything? Gently bring your focus to your chest and begin to notice the movement of your chest in rhythm with your breath. Your focus stays on the chest. Stay with your chest. Notice how the chest rises as the breath moves in, chest settles as the breath moves out. And as the breath moves in, you can sense some sensations around your ribs, and the same as the breath moves out. See if you can notice that. Noticing the movement of your chest as the breath moves in, movement of your chest as the breath moves out. And now, if you just draw your focus a bit deeper into yourself, right where your heart is, see if you can take your focus to that space and just hold it there as best as you can. You're actually feeling right now. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel settled? Do you feel peaceful? Or do you feel unsettled, uncomfortable? Stay with your heart. And on your next breath out, gently open your focus to all the sounds around you. And again, you use the sound of the bell to move you deeper into the silence. Notice the silence at the end of the bell is the same silence you feel within you. Gently bring your focus beneath your nose, sitting in your with your breath in silence. And begin to notice your experience. If it feels peaceful, focus on the peace. If it feels quiet, focus on the quietness. If you feel rested, focus on whatever the dominant quality is. Stay with your breath. On your next breath out, expanding your focus to include your whole body once again. Then notice if there's any discomfort in the body. Notice how the body feels in itself. And then gently bringing your focus to the sensations where your body makes contact with your seat. We're going to slowly bring our focus back into the body. So moving from those sensations, bring your focus to your hips. Allow this awareness to drift down your thighs towards your knees. Take your time. From your knees, you move down towards your ankles, scanning the back and the front of your legs. noticing your feet, and then gently moving to the soles of your feet. And you want to hold your focus there for a short time. Allow yourself to be grounded. Moving your focus back to the seat you're on. Notice you're still held in place. Your back is still straight. Your shoulders, your arms and hands are comfortable. Your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Bringing your focus back to your breath. And now, as the breath moves in, you sense your body. As the breath moves out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you are at peace. Breathing out, you're at peace. Notice how you feel within yourself. Notice how the body feels. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw some slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes.